Hey everybody, happy Thursday. Thanks very much for being here. So there was some conversations happening on one of the videos, and it came down to like goal setting and why would you want to set a goal? And I believe, like a lot of people, I didn't invent this, that goals mean growth. It's so easy to not have a goal because then you could coast, just wake up, kind of do your deal. Life is good, no problem. You probably won't make a lot of money, probably won't lose a lot either. But I always kind of wake up and say, okay, today, every day is a new sheet of canvas I paint, and I get to choose this as my point A. What's my point B? Well, oftentimes it's the point B that I'm working towards. I'm just a little bit more evolved. So then the question came up with like, so then you hit your goal, then what? Well, what you're really going to do is like evolve. You're going to grow and say your one goal was if you're at point A, you're going to go to point B, then you're going to work through that goal so that you're at B prime or B double prime or maybe even C, so that you kind of stagger your success and success starts to snowball for you. In my own personal life, the personal goals that I've had have meant as much to me as my professional goals in and around trading. And oftentimes those two things can feed off one another. And so when you're in a good state of achievement, your confidence is high, your self esteem is high. And what have I said about taking an average person and giving them a little shot of confidence? So to me, it just creates an environment for you in your physical world, but also in your inner world that helps propel you forward. Now, if your goals are accumulating a certain amount of money or a certain rate of return, those are typically goals that are going to revolve around you following a process, period after period, day after day. And then following that process, because a process is behavior, behavior predicts where you end up in life, you're going to get really good at just being locked into that behavior, and that becomes who you are. You are your behavior. It predicts where you end up in life. And so if you're comfortable with where you are, you might need a goal. I feel I've gotten, I was born with certain gifts. There's certain interests that I have, and so I like to tie those things up for personal growth. When I first went to Wall Street, if anyone told me, given what I know and what you know about me from what I've said, how everything I thought about Wall Street and how it worked and the investment world was completely wrong, that person who didn't know his back end from a hole in the ground, if you looked me in the eye and said, in 20 years, you're going to actually write a book that people are generally going to like, I would have been like, there's no chance. There's no connection. So the power of goal setting is that you get to invent yourself into the person that you really want to become. And some of you might be born with some amazing means and some great family and some financial abundance. I don't know. Others maybe not, but you're happy people. It really just depends on what do you want to do with your life, right? So when I say on the show, how do you want your trading to serve you? You could expand on that and say, what kind of life do you want to live, right? Do you like being dutiful? Do you like to, get up, shower, shit, shave, put on your suit, go to work? Do you like, taking advantage of what they used to call telecommuting, and now it's like work from home because of COVID stuff, and you like to do that? It might make sense for you. I don't know. So when you think about your trading goals, what's an example? Well, maybe you have a dollar milestone that you want to get to. You want to grow your 25K up to 100K. Maybe you want to take 100 to $250,000. I don't know. It usually should be focused around, the process that you'll need to follow in order to get there. Most people just pick a number and there's no emotional connection to the number. So what does that mean? I'll make $1 million. What a snooze. Well, great, but what are you willing to do in order to get there? Because just because you ideate it and write it on a Post-it note, it's not, or you put it in your Franklin Daily Planner, it doesn't manifest that way. You have to be ready, willing, and able to do the work. So that's why I say focus on the process, because the process, it will help you uncover what it is that you need to do through lots of trial and error. Two, I don't think you need to have a business plan in and around that goal. You just need to be willing to take the first step and live with the uncertainty that goes with not knowing what step two is. You'll figure it out along the way. That's what I had to do. I didn't know about writing any kind of business plan to be successful on the greater Wall Street, or even as like a trader, who had to make profits. I didn't know any of that. I didn't have a damn clue. But I had to put my head down and at least take some chances, observe the results, write down, what felt good and what didn't, and to continue to iterate. So, hang on a second. Hello? I did. I'll call you right back. Sorry. So, that's the importance of goals, is that you get to say, here I am, everything good, bad, and indifferent. And I envision a different life for myself. The goal is the conduit. It's the umbilical cord that gets you there. It might not be for you, but for me, my story is well known now. I'm not going to repeat it just because I don't want to waste your time. But I grew up in working class, and I wasn't afraid to work hard, but I wanted to change the nature of my existence. So that required an enormous undertaking, because it's almost a cultural change. So that's why I think the importance of goals is because then you start to compound your life. You hit one goal, then you hit another goal over any indefinite period of time, then you hit a third goal, and they start to compound. And then a year, 2, 3 years later, you're like, I'm a completely different person. So that's kind of why I think it's important to set goals. You might not think so, but it really depends on what you're looking for out of your life and out of any particular situation. So I think it's a good conversation. It's an important part of trading success. I would say that much for sure. If you have any questions, you'd like to learn more, it is a huge part of some of the consulting stuff that I do, is to help people get super clear about what it is that they're actually doing and how those behaviors collectively and individually serve you from both a financial and an emotional standpoint. Anyway, I appreciate you being here. I hope you have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Okay, everybody, thanks for being here. Please take a minute, like and subscribe to the show. You could also leave a comment. I don't have all the answers, so it's good to get some feedback. Also, if you would like to support the show, check out the links below. You can get the free audiobook of The Inner Voice of Trading, and also information about the course that I teach with Victor Sperandio. Thanks for being here, folks. I'll see you tomorrow.